Raja Nur Shakira binti Raja Muhammad Fuad.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarnia Ramesh Kumar.
Hi, I'm Alisha.
My name is Nur Atika Farzana, Jama Abdul Nasir.
Hello, my name is Helen.
My name is Nuarif bin Nusubri.
Our group is going to present about the impact of COVID-19 towards the businesses in Malaysia. I am going to start first and I am going to explain briefly how COVID-19 impact businesses in Malaysia. Malaysia's government had implemented Movement Control Order, or also known as MCO, ever since March 2020. This Movement Control Order has affected and also taken a toll towards the businesses in Malaysia. A lot of businesses and companies that are related to businesses in Malaysia are forced to close and shut down. Not only the big companies but also the small companies of businesses in Malaysia are affected. Imagine the struggle and also the trouble that the small companies have to face during this tough time. All of these businesses and companies struggle to make their ends meet. COVID-19 has caused a lot of challenges and impacts towards certain areas in the businesses. Some of the areas are supply chains, customer, people, technology and financial area. A lot of businesses struggle with their cash flow and also have a hard time to communicate with their customers, especially for the small companies that don't have advanced technology. Businesses have also faced downtime in their daily operations. Why? This is because they don't have enough workers to do the daily tasks and the works at their companies. So due to this, they are unable to meet and fulfill customers' requests. And last but not least, businesses are not able to get a lot of customers like they used to. This is because the movement of people in Malaysia and the citizens in Malaysia are restricted during MCO. So, my other group members will explain more in detail about the results and the research methodology that our group used regarding this issue. That is all from me. I'm going to pass the floor to the next person. Thank you.
I'll be giving a short presentation on the research methodology part of this project. Alright, so we have two data collection methods. Firstly is the online survey. We handed out Google form links to other people and collected back the responses. The reason we use Google Forms is because it has the pie charts and bar charts, which makes our data analysis much more efficient and easier at the same time. The second method was using the online journals and articles. So we used published articles from the research institutions, education institutions, and also governments because they're much more reliable, and we use them as the supporting details for our research project. Now I will be summarizing on the respondents of our online survey. So most of our respondents are of age group between 18 to 24-year-olds, which I believe mostly are fresh graduates or students. And the second group goes to the 40 to 50-year-olds, which are mostly the main source of income of a family. And the third group is 25 to 39-year-olds. And most of our respondents have the educational background of a bachelor's degree, then followed by master's, PhD, and the least requirement was a high school certificate. And most of our respondents are also involved in the manufacturing industry, and then followed by the merchandise and many more. Alright, so coming to the main topic, the impact of COVID-19 towards online businesses. Most of our respondents, around 93% of them, agreed that it gives a bad impact, meanwhile the others agreed that it gives a positive impact. Alright, so deriving from the 93%, 60% of them agreed that COVID-19 gives a bad effect more towards the service business, which are mainly like law firms, accounting firms, or saloons, stuff like that. Then followed by the merchandise businesses, and lastly followed by the manufacturing industry such as cosmetics and stuffs. Alright, then when we raised about the question of the challenges faced by them throughout this whole pandemic, after reading the opinions of around 100 respondents, we saw a trend of mostly agreeing towards the lack of cash flow and also shutting down of most small businesses. Also, most of them agreed that the online businesses, or known as e-commerce, are much more profitable throughout this whole MCO period, and that goes to covering around 98% of them. And lastly, when we asked about the government, around 98% of them agreed that the government is doing a good job by fixing and recovering our Malaysian economy. Thank you.
So for our results, there will be three parts. The first one will be businesses affected by COVID-19. The second one is the challenges that they face. And the third one is the government measures to rectify the problem and to recover the economy. So based on the results of our survey, 93% of our respondents think that COVID-19 has a negative impact on the Malaysian economy. And this is because they think that businesses in Malaysia are badly affected during the MCO period. So during the MCO period, businesses are forced to be closed down, they are forced to be shut down temporarily to break the chain of the spread of COVID-19. So because of this, they cannot operate and they don't earn profit to pay their expenses. And some employees even lost a job because some businesses have to cut some costs. So this really shows that businesses are badly affected by COVID-19 because COVID-19 has left some people jobless and some businesses even have to be closed down permanently. So there are three types of businesses. We have the service business, which are like schools, banks, universities and law firms. The second one is the manufacturing business, which are like manufacturing items and carpentry. The third one is the merchandising business, which are like grocery stores, convenience stores and retail. So based on our survey, the mostly affected business is the service business because you can see that during the MCO period, schools, universities and firms all have to be closed down temporarily. So they are the most affected during the MCO period. The merchandising business like grocery stores are not that affected compared to the service business because during the MCO period they are still open, so you can still go out to buy necessities like food, so they are not that affected. And you can see that some retail businesses, they have gone online, they do online businesses, so they are not that affected compared to like schools and universities. That's all from me. I will now pass the floor to my friend Farzana to talk about the challenges that these businesses face.
Moving on to the second section of our survey. The second section is regarding the challenges that business sector in Malaysia face during the MCO period, and does e-commerce helps in recovering the Malaysian economy? Well, based on our findings, we found out that the two major challenges that business sector in Malaysia face during the MCO period are the lack of cash flow and the decrease in the number of customers. This is most probably due to the restriction of our movement as implemented by the Malaysian governments in order to prevent the further spread of COVID-19. As we are advised to stay home and stay safe, the number of people going out and shopping decreases drastically and thus affect the business badly. Besides that, due to the MCO, most of the people nowadays prefer to do their shopping through online, since it is a much safer option and a contactless transaction. This results in e-commerce becoming more popular and becoming more profitable, especially during the MCO period. Our results clearly shows that most of the respondents agree that the e-commerce is more profitable, especially during the MCO period, as 99% said yes to the statement. This is clearly shown in the blue regions from the graph. Generally, most of the respondents rated that e-commerce do help in recovering the Malaysian economy as they give a rating of 3, 4 and 5. However, there is also a group of minority of 2% from our total respondents that do not think that e-commerce helps in recovering the Malaysian economy. Well, how does e-commerce help in recovering the Malaysian economy? E-commerce is a flexible solution to both businesses and buyers. Due to its easy internet accessibility, many people around the world can view one's website at any time, and hence the businesses can reach out to a larger audience. I believe through all these collaborative efforts like Shopee, Lazada and other SMEs, it will help spur the nation's economy.
I'm going to continue the results. 57% of our respondents claim that the work from home policy, if it continues for the business, it will negatively affect the Malaysian economy. To expand that further, these are the reasons. There's been continued reduced productivity. They do not account for people who cannot afford good facilities for internet connection, hence a difficulty in doing their businesses. The service-based industries that require physical interaction, such as the hairdressing industry, cannot continue in this new working policy due to the strict standards of procedures that is needed to reduce the COVID-19 pandemic risk. There are still issues in adapting to this new policy. 98% of our respondents claim that the government did a good job in recovering the economy. The top 3 government measures which the respondents think has helped in coping in the COVID-19 pandemic crisis are the financial programs, the employment programs, as well as the tax waivers. The actions the respondents felt that the government should take to improve the economy are to improve the online payment method, to increase job opportunities, to enact strict penalties to those who divert from the strict health policies given, as well as to help the SMEs to get back on track. Thank you.
So my conclusion is there's a positive impact and negative impact in businesses Malaysia. So such as small businesses growing with daily income have been shaken badly, especially by roadside stall owner. With the movement control order, their meager income has been completely locked out. So big businesses also not to be missed, such as hotel, airline, palm oil and rubber. Okay, for the hotels, they are rely on quarantine program for returning resident, funded through government stimulus package. And for the airline, they have 1,000 workers in aviation, including pilots, have been made unemployed. This is because of cancellation for new aircraft also affected Airbus and Boeing. It will definitely have a domino effect on the supply chain. But the food and medical sector are positively impacted by the COVID-19. Medical equipment makers are having a field day with massive order in place. Malaysian glove manufacturers are benefiting them too. For a long time, nature has suffered at the hands of our reckless economic activities that often wreak havoc on the environment. However, with the enforced lockdown throughout much of the world, there has been visible evidence of recovery. Picture of cleaner river and clear air have been shared through social media. COVID-19 has reversed the fate of the environment for the better. It also shows that nature can heal itself. The cessation of human activities during this pandemic has therefore been a blessing to nature. Thank you.